Good morning, half-ass travelers. We are coming to you again from the Florida RV Supershow in Tampa, Florida. We're up bright and early this morning, and we're here doing a video that's a little bit different than what we've done before. And we're doing this video in part because one of our supporters who's been with us for a long time, really seems like a decent fellow who continues to comment on all of our posts. This one's for you, G-Spikers, because we're going to be looking at truck campers today. So truck campers aren't as popular down in the southern states as they are up north, which makes sense because they're made for a specific type of camping, more rugged areas, kind of remote areas. We don't have a lot of that down in Florida. Some of the southern states do, but they're just not as popular down by us. It's very hard to find truck campers in South Florida because a lot of the dealers don't even carry them. I think Jacksonville is the closest place that carries a wide assortment of truck campers. Every now and then we'll see one or the other. But while we're here at the show, we're going to take a look at these campers from a few different manufacturers. Now, we're not going to be going in depth too much in these. We're just going to basically be showing you the floor plans and basically what's available, because like us, I think a lot of you aren't too familiar with this type of RV. So it'll be educational for all of us. We're going to be going into some units that we haven't seen before. So stay tuned, and we're going to get started right away.
Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Dan. And we are the Half-Ass Travelers. The first truck campers we're going to be looking at are from Lance. We're going to be looking at 4 different models. This is the 2025 Lance Squire SQ825. It has a fresh tank of 30 gallons, gray tank 13 gallons, black tank of 14 gallons. Now remember, these are truck campers, so they're not going to be these huge tanks. So every bit of storage that you can get counts. This is a 16-foot, 3-inch camper with a dry weight of 2,034 pounds. And as you can see, it's pretty simple. It's not one of the larger models. On these truck campers, most of the mechanical stuff and electrical systems are all here on the outside. This is locked up, so I can't even show you, and there's nobody here yet. But know that these are exhausts for your water heater and cabin heater. Got your umbilical for your power. Very similar to some of the other RVs we've been looking at. This one I can open. Here's a propane tank, and it's a regular size propane canister that you can swap out anywhere. And we like that. A lot of these truck campers are very simple systems. They're very easy to replace and work on, and everything's right there for you to see. So let's go inside and take a look at the floor plan. You're going to have to use your imagination here because they've got this truck camper sitting on the ground. Just imagine this whole thing is going to be up sitting in the bed of a pickup truck. So these steps are going to be more important to get up inside. So use your imagination. It's got the grab handle here that folds out of the way. That's nice to have when you're pulling yourself up and in. Don't really need it here, but all right. The door is a similar system to what we've seen on other RVs. We like the frosted glass. That's a great feature. And of course, we've got the screen door, separate screen door. That's huge. We're going to go on inside. And already, look at the floor, hon. I know you kind of like the wooden, the smaller wooden, but this isn't bad, right? It's a little like fake, kind of a, I don't know, like a texture in these tiles. And there's a lot of space in here. You have to remember when we're in these truck campers that you're sitting in the bed of a pickup truck. So this is a lot of space. You're going to see that this section here, which is sitting down in the bed, and then you'll see like on the sides here, that's got to go up and over the wheel well. So just keep in mind that your space in the bed is really going to be your walking space. So try to keep that in the back of your head as we're going through these. Now, this particular model has a dinette. It is a U-shaped dinette, which I really like the U-shaped dinette because it gives you the option to do this. Now, these cushions are really comfortable. This is soft. It's not a leather material. It's kind of like you said, a pleather material, almost like a microfiber, but it's more leathery, and it's really soft and nice. This is a very comfortable seating position. We'll go ahead and talk about the bedroom. These 2 steps up to the bedroom, they're pretty sturdy steps. There is no compartment under there. But to get up into the bed, is an easy climb. All right, now remember, you're loading into the bed from the foot, so both people can get out without having to climb over the others. Now this unit has this big shelf over here. It's a metal shelf. There's also storage. This is a carpeted area down here, so there's plenty of storage on that side of the bed, and then you've got the carpeted area over here on this side of the bed, and you've got this window here. There's only a window on the one side and the fan overhead. But there is still a decent amount of light in here. We don't necessarily need a lot of light in our bed area. Also, you see the small, very small flat panel TV. You could probably upgrade that to a larger unit, but then it would be a little challenging to get that to fold back into the wall. But remember, it's right there in your face as you're lying in the bed. Oh. And then up over there, you've got two LED lights over the bed for lighting. Just behind the bed, you've got this refrigerator, which if I can figure out how to do it, this is similar to a dorm-like fridge. It does have a separate freezer area on top, but it's a glorified dorm fridge. Again, very small truck camper, so that's not totally unexpected. They're using these metal shelves that are open, so you can see what is there. There's no cabinet doors. It's a very simple system, but it works. It works with the design of the entire interior. You've got a dual burner gas cooktop here by Furrion. What's under here? Okay, here's all the mechanicals. I wouldn't try to store anything under there. There's a lot of wires under there, but you also have the 120 outlet here, as well as your venting, and for your heater, and a couple drawers up under the sink. So you look at this and you think, it doesn't have a lot of storage, but remember, these shelves are pretty big, so that you can hold a lot of stuff in here. If you come up with your own system of stacking, you can fit a surprising amount of stuff and gear in here. Now you saw the sink. It's a basic sink. It's very small. It's got just a very basic faucet. It's just basic, okay? But it's functional. You've got the controls here for the various systems in the camper. And then Rose, take a look around because I want to show them this big, huge storage bin on the other side above the dinette. This is a huge storage space. It's almost the length of my arm. And you can customize the accessories that you put in here to organize all your stuff to make this hold quite a bit. All right, we're going to switch positions right now so I can show you the bathroom. Before we go in the bathroom, I want to show you the wardrobe. It's right inside the door. Bare bones, just enough to store clothing. And then here is the door. Now it's a little tight in here. You see, I'm a kind of a big guy, but it's pretty tight coming through. And this bathroom, okay, it's not bad. It's what you'd expect in a wet bath, okay? You've got the shower wand system. You've got this rack that comes out to hold towels. You've got the toilet paper holder. It's all covered so it doesn't get wet, and a fan up top, and a plastic toilet. Now, actually, I got to say, this seating position is not bad. I'm not tight to the door. I've got plenty of room here to take care of business. Now, if I'm going to try to take a shower in here, there is a pretty big pan. So you can stand up and shower here, but look how close my head is to the ceiling. Okay? They do have a skylight or the fan over here, but I can't get to that. So it is a little bit tight. You may want to shower sitting down, but if you're not as tall as I am, you could probably theoretically shower standing up in here. So that's quite a bit of space. One more thing we want to mention on the outside of this camper is the awning. It does have an awning on the passenger side, and there also is an option that you can have an awning on the rear as well. So just keep that in mind. Our overall opinion of this truck camper is it's a smaller unit, but everything is here, okay? There's no frills. It's very bare bones. We like the storage systems that allow you to customize it as you will. The bed is a decent size. You know, it's not as wide as some of those beds we've seen in some of the other units, but it's I guess livable, I would say. Is that the way you would describe it, Rose? It's a very livable space. All right, let's take a look at one other unit by Lance. Now we're looking at the 2025 Lance Squire SQ805. Now all of the truck campers in the Squire line, they're all 3-season campers. They're not 4-season campers. So just keep that in mind. This one has a 10-gallon fresh tank, a 20-gallon gray tank, and no black tank, which means I would expect to see a cassette toilet but we'll wait till we get inside to take a look at that. This one has a length of 14 feet 5 inches, a dry weight of 1,782 pounds, and it can be towed by half-ton trucks with a 6.5 foot or 8 foot bed. All the info?
Alrighty.
All right, let's take a look outside. Once again, it has the option for the rear awning. We're not really sure, this 25-0 system or 23-0 system, we're not really sure what this is. We're going to find out. We're going to put that at the bottom of the screen so we can share that with you. It does have an outdoor shower here.
Oh, maybe that's the thing that goes around you when you're taking your shower.
You know what? I think Rose is right there. Rose, I think you hit the nail right on the head, that this could be one of those shower systems where the frame comes out and covers you from here down, and you could take a shower. Rose, I think you're brilliant. I think you came down with it and figured it out. That process of deduction. All right, you got a exhaust for your cabin heater and water heater, as well as your water hookups. What is this here? Okay, USB-A and USB-C. That's handy. I'm guessing this is propane, and I'm guessing right. Now, there's no generators on these units. This propane is for the inside grill, and I believe for the heater. Also, you've got the behind lock is the water fill. So there's nothing back also up here. Let's go around the other side. On the passenger side, this window is really nice. This is a nice big window, kind of an awning style. It's got the awning over top. Another nice window here too. Also, this compartment. This is a battery compartment. Yeah, pretty. It's vented. Yeah, pretty simple. Let's go look inside. All right, one more thing that these Lance campers have is right next to the steps. They've got this shoe cleaner. That is a great idea.
We need one of those.
I wonder if that's on there just for the show. I don't think so. I think that's actually for being out there in the wilderness to make sure you're not tracking the inside or outside in. All right, well, before we go in there, I want to tell you that this is a couple feet shorter than the last one we saw, so don't expect too much as far as room. We usually go from the smallest to the largest, but this one's a little bit smaller than the last one we looked at. Still got that grab handle on the side, as well as the standard, the door with this one does not have the frosted glass, though it has tinted glass, and we don't see a shade for that. We'd like to see a shade on those normally. Let's go up inside. Now this has the same floor. It's got the same U-shaped dinette and the same storage systems over top of the kitchen and the dinette. Now, I do not see a bathroom. We're going to find that. We're going to have to hunt that down. They do have the top-down shades here. That's nice to have. This is the bug screen, and then this is your blackout shade. That's a nice system, although it does, with this kind of plasticky system, we've seen this before on some of the, I think they were Thor models. And, they're not our favorite. Some of the systems we like better. But look at this sink. All right, now this is a huge improvement over the other unit. That is a massive sink right underneath the window. You've got a couple drawers here. They've got that one set up for silverware. You've got all your controllers right here where it's easy to access, and also a large storage compartment under the sink.
Pots and pans.
Yep, your heating vent. And then another storage compartment. Now, actually, you could use this because I don't see a lot of electronics there, but I wouldn't use it for much. You got a dual burner cooktop, like similar to the last one. I think it's identical to the last one. And then some more controllers right here. Everything is right here. You don't see a lot of touch screens, but you do see a lot of these manual controls, and we're okay with that. The refrigerator is a Norcold fridge. There we go. And this is the same fridge that we saw in the last unit. We call it a glorified dorm fridge. Separate freezer section in the top, but not a separate door. You got your panel for your breakers and fuses. Over here, this is the wardrobe clothing storage area. Okay, and okay, we found the bathroom. There's the bathroom right there. All right, this is the reason there's no black tank, okay? When you have to go to the bathroom, you're going to take that portable toilet out, you're going to put it where you need to put it, and you're going to do your business, and then you're going to slide it back under there. When it needs to be emptied, you're just going to pull it out, you're going to take it, and you're going to empty it into a bathroom or some kind of receptacle that handles the sewer. So, no actual bathroom in this unit, no shower other than the outdoor shower, but that explains why they had that whole system so you could shower outside. So, as far as cold weather, showering outside, I think that I would be showering anytime I stopped by an RV park and using one of their shower facilities. And as far as the bathroom goes, you better be really close with the person that you're traveling with because one of you is going to have to stand outside otherwise while the other one's taking care of business. All right, let's talk about this bed because there is the step up here. This is a bed where you're sleeping. Now you're sleeping across. So the person sleeping up here will have to climb over the person sleeping next to. It is a good sized bed. It's very comfortable. I don't even think we would need a memory foam or anything. It does have this storage shelf over top. It's held in with some Phillips head screws, so it's not, I don't know. There seems to be plenty of room here. It's got the flat panel television right at the foot of the bed. I mean, it's a nice, big, large bed, and that's one of the things we like about these truck campers is usually they have very large beds and a good sleeping position. You've also got the fan overhead, and you've got a little bit of storage. There's a pocket here at the head of the bed, so you can put your electronics and your phones in there if you need to. And a little bit of a lip here that'll help you get in and out of the bed. And you see, if I can do it, you can do it. Oh, and this is where they're storing the steps that you use to come in the back door. So they've got them stored here. I don't know if those compartments on the outside would be large enough to store this. Probably not. But this is not a bad place to keep it. All right, up underneath the dinette, we didn't show you in the last one, but there is storage under here. And there's another one right back here. Okay. Overall, this space feels a little bit larger than the last truck camper, even though it's 2 feet shorter. And the reason for that, obviously, is because they've deleted the bathroom. So you've got this extra open space here. So if you're looking for a large-looking truck camper that's got everything you need, but you don't necessarily need a bathroom, then you may want to take a look at this one. For us, I can't imagine us getting a truck camper without a bathroom, right, Rose?
Right.
All right, we're going to go take a look at another one. We'll see if that one's got a bathroom. Now we're going to be looking at the 2025 Lance 850. Now this is a 4-season camper. This is the normal Lance line. This is not the Squire lines. With the Squires are 3-season and their regular line is 4-season. The specs on this is a 30-gallon fresh tank, a 20-gallon gray tank, and an 18-gallon black tank. Very respectable numbers for a truck camper. The dry weight is 2,750 pounds and length of 17 foot 7 inches. It's suitable for 3/4-ton trucks with a 6.5 or 8 foot bed. All right, we're going to take a look around the outside and then we're going to go inside. Because it's on the ground, it doesn't have the steps attached, but I'm telling you right now, it's got the same step system that we've seen on other Lances. It does have this ladder to go up to the roof. In fact, since it's here, let me take you up there and show you what's on the roof of these truck campers. There you go. And you see there's a grab rail right here at the top, and you can see all the systems up here. There's quite a lot of stuff. There's a lot of vents and lights and skylights up there, and yeah, a lot of systems. They pack a lot into these truck campers. They don't have a lot of space. Now you see this one's got the awning over the back. The other ones didn't have that. Right here you've got a storage compartment, and it's nice that this is magnetically held up there so it doesn't keep falling down. Usually we don't like the cabinets that flip up, but since this one has a magnet holding it, it's no problem whatsoever. Here's another one of those outdoor showers with your quick connect. Now this one doesn't have that system where you have the shower curtain around you. And what's down here, Rose? If I can get it open. Come on. There we go. All right, there's your storage for your hose, your black tank, your sewer drain hose. All right, here's the exhaust for your water heater, umbilical for your shore power. Here's a fill for your fresh water tank in case you don't have a threaded connection. And look, we got twin propane tanks with a selector switch in between. And look here, hon, I know you always talk about this. There's a vent here, which means there's probably a vent in the kitchen. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so that's our Sherlock Holmes deductive reasoning. Let's take a look around the other side. On the passenger side, we've got another one of these very large awnings that stretches the entire length. You got some speakers out here, so when you've set up camp underneath your awning, you can listen to some music. Got this huge window, another venting for the systems inside in the cabin heater. You got a couple of 120 plugs out here. And what is this, hon? What do we got here? Okay, you got a jump for your batteries. That's neat because you can't access the batteries. If you need to do a jump on them, you can connect right there. That's a good feature. Also, you've got a quick connect for your access to your propane tanks in case you want to put a grill out here. All right, let's take a look inside. First thing I noticed when I'm coming in here is it's got the same floor and U-shaped dinette that we've seen in the other models. Now this is a little different. It does not have that cargo system over top the metal. It's got actual cabinets, wooden cabinets here. Now we are not big fans of these hinges. You see this?
Whoa.
Yeah, now that's because this is made to come off. You see this connect here? All right, now it's in, now it's not doing that, okay? But we aren't big fans of these hinges. Take a look at what they've got here. It's very simple and cheap, inexpensive, and they're using friction locks. We like to see a more substantial lock on our cabinets, all right? But this thing does, it looks like it is made to fold down. You see this here? So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so it does go, you can turn this into a full shelf. All right, so if you need this kind of storage, you can certainly use it for this. Also, you can access larger things that you can't pull out through the cabinet door. And that's an ingenious system. We like that they do that because it gives you more options with your storage needs. That's always a good thing. More options is always better. Looking straight up, we like the skylight and the fact that you can shut that skylight off. And it's got the fan there overhead. And we might as well show them the bathroom, honey. It's right here as you walk in. All right, you've got your pocket door here with the mirror. And of course, what did I do? You got to push that in. I figured that one out yesterday. Now, this is an odd bathroom. You're just going to have to show them because I don't think I can fit in there. Well, you see the large shelf there? That's necessitated because there's a storage compartment on the outside right there. It's got a small sink with a shower wand, and let's see if that actually opens up to be a medicine cabinet. Yes, it does. Okay, so it is a full medicine cabinet in here. Lights and fans overhead, as well as a drying rack here. You've got the shower curtain across the door. This is a wet bath, and it's really tight. And this is a plastic toilet, and you've got a little bit of access for some of the water systems in there, but I would not use that for storage per se. Yeah, I mean, it's let's just say it's a tight, comfy position for your business. Can I say that? Now, if I'm going to shower in here, you're probably going to have to do it sitting, and it's still going to be a little bit tight. Just to let you know that it does have the skylight here to give you a little more headroom. So if you're going to stand up and do it, I would say I would use a hybrid of standing and sitting in order to take a shower in here. All right, having said that, let's move up to the kitchen. This is the first kitchen we've kind of seen. This is kind of an L-shaped diagonal. Now, I like this. It looks nice, and it gives you extra counter space in the back. And also, it gives you the option for, look at this, it's a full actual stove and oven, 3 burners, and an actual oven. Baking cookies?
Baking cookies.
All right, and here's that fan we were talking about that exhausts out to the side. It's a Lance fan and a Furrion microwave. There's a couple cabinets over here I'll show you real quick. And you see this lighting inside the cabinets. That's nice to have. Now these drawers are stapled and they're held together or they're closed by friction locks. And they have those hinges we don't really care for too much. And this is more access to some of the systems in there and vents. And there's a storage cabinet up under the sink. And a double sink. So that's a plus. I mean, it's a shallow, small area, each one. But at least there's 2 of them, right, Rose? And then you've got this cabinet kind of overhead. Now, this is kind of strange. It doesn't open all the way up. It does lock in position because it's got this little doohickey here. But it's hard to see and get under there. That's a little bit odd, yeah. Some more controllers for the systems, the water heater. You've got a very substantial Jensen stereo here with a CD player. CD maybe a DVD player. I don't know if that's hooked up into the TV, but it's definitely a CD player. And you see you've got this little shelf here to the bedroom, kind of dividing the space. That's interesting. And on the back here, you got a Norcold refrigerator. There we go. Now this is a separate refrigerator and freezer. This is definitely a step up from the other refrigerators we've seen. And that's plenty of space. That's similar to what we had in one of our previous units. Now you've also got some clothing storage here, but you're going to see there's more clothing storage in the bedroom. Down here, you got your breaker panel and your fuse panels and your carbon monoxide detector. Also, you have a curtain that separates the bedroom from the rest of the RV. Now I'm going to climb up in here. And you see there's a little step here. So I'm going to try to do this without killing myself. Yeah. Okay. Not a problem whatsoever. Okay. Let's talk about clothing storage. First of all, the bed is narrow, all right, but it's long. So it's not the widest of beds, but there's plenty of space here. Again, you're loading in from the foot, so you don't have to wake the person next to you to get in and out. There's some decent clothing storage and a drawer on the side, as well as storage right here. This is carpeted. Here, I'll show you. There's a twin USB-A plug and a cigarette lighter plug here, as well as these flat panel TV, HDMI, and coax up there, as well as two 120 outlets above the television. You've got the window here, but you've also got a window here, and you've got this is not a vent, this is an actual skylight window that opens up and gives you access to the roof. All right, it opens up. I'm not going to open it completely, but just know that that's there. Now you can get some cross ventilation in here, and this is going to provide you a little bit of breeze on those kind of warmer nights when there is a breeze available. There's more clothing storage over here on the passenger side, and again a shelf under here. Now on the other side, this is just not covered. You know, it's got the carpeted on the bottom just like the other side, but this one has a cover over top of it, which adds to your storage options. And then got this cabinet in here. Now this goes pretty deep. This is your wardrobe. There you go. So they've maximized the storage space on here. And oh yeah, God, I almost forgot this guy. There you go. Storage behind the TV. Again, maximize the storage space. This is a very usable bed. It's a lot. I think this is probably the most usable of the ones we've seen so far. It's nice having this little shelf here because it keeps it open and it makes the bed feel less cave-like. Sometimes these truck campers, they can feel a little cave-like in the front, but this one has the windows, all this light. It's great. We love the fact that you can get some ventilation in here because you definitely don't want too much condensation, because that's a killer in these truck campers. But yeah, and I also got some, I didn't point them out, but you got some reading lights up there too, some clear glass reading lights, LED lights up overhead, and as well as some speakers for your radio system. So you can jam out while you're going to sleep. You can play yourself a little lullaby. Overall, this is I think this is kind of a step up from the ones we've seen before, but it's larger too. Remember, you're going to need a more substantial vehicle to carry this around, and the price is a little higher. But other than that, it's got everything you could possibly need. Bathroom's a little tight for us, shower's a little tight for us. That would really be our only criticism. That U-shaped dinette is so comfortable. It's a really nice living space. And remember, this unit does not have any slides. So this is a completely slideless unit. The last unit from Lance that we're going to be looking at today, this is the 2025 Lance 1172. It is 20 foot and 4 inches. It's got a dry weight of 4,517 pounds, a 42-gallon fresh tank, 35-gallon gray tank, and a 35-gallon black tank. And those are respectable tank sizes, even for your larger Class Cs. So well done there. I want to show you one other thing. This is the 1172. If you take a look over here, they've got a lot of different floor plans, and you can go on their website and check this out. You can see the 1172 is the larger model, and there's 2 options in there for a dinette and looks like theater seating, but we're going to go in there and check that out in just a minute. But first, we're going to check out the outside. We're going to start on the passenger side, which I call the living side. It's got the awning over top, same standard awning we've seen on the other models. You've also got your exhaust for your water heater, some speakers. This is locked, so I'm not sure what's behind there, but you do have the 120 outlet here, as well as a water fill, And what is behind here? It says propane. Look at that. Large propane tanks, 2 of them with the selector switch in between, and then an exhaust for your cabin heater. And I think this one's probably, oh no, this one's open. Okay, so that's just access for your water heater in case you need to do repairs. So there's some access panels on here as well. As you can see on the back, this unit has a rear slide. All right, it's a small slide. It doesn't come out that far, which means it's probably a lot more sturdy than some of these big monstrous slides. It's also got the rollout capper on top to keep the stuff from getting in between the slide mechanism when you're retracting it and you're extending it. Also, you've got the ladder on the back to allow you access to the roof. That's a great feature that we wish we had in our Class C. Up underneath, you've got a double door. Now remember, this is going to be sitting in the back of the truck, so this is going to be lifted further off the ground. You're going to have a lot easier time accessing this than I'm having right now because I'm down on my hands and knees. But when this is sitting in the back of the pickup trucks, it is obviously up a little bit higher. So you've got some access panels here as well for your electronics. This is the transfer relay. All right. And on the other side, I think there's another panel over there. Oh no, this is the license plate over here. And then you've got the storage for your black hose, your sewer hose. And as we continue to move around, oh, this one's got a 2.5K Onan LP generator. And here you can see, this is more of the connections that we're used to seeing like in the Class Cs. Here's your gate valves for your black and gray tanks. You've got a outdoor shower with quick connect. You've got your water hookups and drains. You've also got a coax cable there and the battery hookups. So everything is right here, right where you would need it. And it'll be up a little higher, so it's a little easier to access. Now, another slide. Okay, I didn't see this one over here. You can see it's the same, it's a smaller slide again, obviously, because it's a smaller truck camper, but it's also got the cover over top. And that's exciting because we're seeing 2 slides on the outside. That means a much larger living space inside. And I'm excited to see what's in there. You ready to go, hon?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look. We haven't mentioned on the other unit, but this unit has the Happy Jack system. Now this is an electric jack. When you are putting the truck camper on and off the truck, you have to jack it up. You got to drive the truck out from underneath it. And when you're loading it, you got to drive the truck under it. And then that's a kind of a procedure that you've got to perfect for yourself, all right? Because it's not the easiest procedure. Sometimes it's a really tight fit depending on what you're using to haul around the truck camper. So just keep that in mind. This has the Happy Jack system. It's got the grab rail here, which folds out of the way, but it's also got another rail as well. Remember, this is going to be up off the ground. Now this one has the door on the side, same standard screen door, and it's got the frosted glass in the door. We like that feature.
Honey, what is that up there?
Right here,
Green, yeah.
an actual shade. Now we wish we had that. Now it goes right in here and locks in, okay? We wish we had that for our RV. In fact, we're gonna look into this. If we can get something like this, because we currently don't have a shade for our window in our door, but that's a great idea. Thanks for pointing that out, Rose. All right, let's take a walk in. You've got another grab rail here on the side, as long as some controllers and a vent and your fire extinguisher. Same floor, hon. Wow, there's a lot of room in here. Now we're talking Class C space, okay? This is night and day to the other units that we've seen. The slides make 100% of difference. Now, some of you may not like slides. We've had our issues, as you know, if you follow our channel, we've had our issues with slides leaking. So we understand why people are apprehensive about buying a unit that has slides, but this is what you get when you add slides. Now this slide, look at how high this up. This is like a throne, all right? I'm going right to the theater seating because that is one of the things we like most about our Wayfarer. Oh yeah, oh yeah, this is it. Oh yeah. I mentioned that you had the option to get a dinette or the theater seating. I think that I am going with theater seating all the way. Oh yeah, this is, was it a dinette or was it a couch? It might have been a sofa. I don't know, but it doesn't matter anyway because I wouldn't choose anything but this. I know that I'm spending some screen time putting this back, but I want to show you just how nice these recliners are. Now, you notice, do you hear anything as I'm putting that out, Rose? No. These recliners don't make that creaking sound like some recliners do, like some we know, as it's going out. This is a really high quality recliner, and it's very comfortable. It's got the storage space in between, and instead of having the cup holders in the middle, it's got the cup holders on the arms. Now, I like that because when I'm working in my theater seat and I've got the table in front of me, I need a mouse place. And if the cup holders are here, then I can't have a drink and a mouse. I can only have one or the other. So is that too much information? No. Maybe I shouldn't share that. Nice big window behind the theater seating. Just really, I didn't put that all the way up. I better put that all the way up. I don't want to get yelled at by anybody. And yeah, just love this. This is one of my favorite things that I've seen today so far. It's got the 120 plug in the back, so you've got power for anything you need to power. Also, you've got a USB-A in the middle of the controllers here. So you could actually run your phone charger or whatever you need right off of the arm. Now, Rose, we're going to switch positions so I can show you that we do have a dinette in this unit as well. The rear slide holds the dinette. And this is a beautiful use of the space. You've got this huge window here. So sitting in the dinette, you kind of feel like you're outside. But you can also close it off because you've got these up-down shades. So I like this setup. This is just enough dinette. It's out of the way. You're just using it really for eating and maybe working. Oh, this is a really well put together RV. I like how they've set this up. Now underneath the dinette, these lock, these drawers, all right, and they are dovetail drawers. So no stapled drawers here. And not only that, they lock. That is one of the best things that we like about these drawers. These are pretty sturdy. This is some high quality cabinetry here. And you can take this table out and make this into a bed. That's good if you've got kids. Let's talk about this kitchen. Oh, wait, no, I almost forgot this. You've actually got storage right inside the door. You can get that. Yeah, that's really nice. Now let's talk about this. Let's talk about this kitchen. It's got that same L-shaped kitchen, but this one doesn't have the diagonal, but it does have something that Rose likes a lot. Rose, they've got your extra extended countertop. Yes, there was no reason not to include that, right? Extra space is always good. I'm going to move those just a second so I can show you. It has that same 3-burner stovetop and oven, full oven. Also got a little bit of a drawer under here and a cabinet under the sink. Got it? And I think we've got the pop-up. Rose loves the pop-up. All right, you got the two 120 plugs. You've also got a USB-A and a USB-C, as well as 2 more plugs for your coffee maker and whatnot over there. What do you think of this?
Oh, amazing.
And look at this sink. It's got this little extra section here. That is a nice sink. We like the under counter lighting or under cabinet lighting. More storage overhead. Next to this microwave, the Furrion microwave. And it's got the vent fan. Wow, this has it all. And oh yeah, that is really neat. That's like a dimpled backsplash, and it feels like metal. If it's not metal, it's plastic pretending to be metal. But you can't tell the difference anyway, right? All right, I'll put that down. So I can show you these 2 drawers under here. A little bit of additional storage in the kitchen. They're putting it wherever they can fit it, and that is a good thing. You got controllers for your water heater over here, as well as your water pump and your generator controller. Now, there's not one in here now, but there's a mount here for the television set, which is great because it faces the theater seating, which obviously it would. And then you've also got this shelf underneath and these little shelves for storing like magazines or whatever up underneath. And back here across the way, this is a Norcold fridge, and you might find this look familiar because this is the same fridge that we have in our Tiffin Wayfarer. Right across from the refrigerator, here's the bathroom. Now, I don't have my hopes up, but okay, now we're talking here. We have a dry bath. We've got a dry bath, Rose. Now look at this tub that the shower tub is in. It looks like a little mini bathtub. Now, if you have a pet that you need to give a bath, oh my God, it's perfect. I'm going to step up and in to show you how much headroom there is at 6'1" with my sneakers on. Okay, I'm up into the skylight. Now, we do like this system where the shower curtain can extend out and give you that much more space to move your elbows. But we have the shower wand here and a little bit of a holder there, and also a little, now it takes away from where you can stand, but it's also useful. You can put your foot up there and take care of what you got to take care of. It's tight, but it's doable. All right. this obviously, when you're taking a shower, this drying rod's not going to be here. So I would say that this is a decent shower. This is definitely something that we could do. The sink is a smaller sink, but you don't need a big sink in the bathroom, and it's got the smaller faucet. You got some storage up underneath and a storage drawer right there, as well as, I guess that's a medicine cabinet, yeah, and a towel holder under the medicine cabinet. Yeah, very well done. I like the skylight in there. It gives you a lot of that natural light. Yeah, it's, what do you think of the texture on the wood, Rose? Yeah, we like a light, this is kind of light, but yeah, I wonder if they have this in a lighter texture. That would be interesting to see. All right, let's talk about the bedroom. It's another step up in. You've got the curtain. They have a grab handle here to help you get in and out of the bed, as well as a place to hang your bathrobe or whatever else you want to hang there. All right, it's another one of these load in from the foot of the beds. They've got all of the or most of the clothing storage here on the passenger side, and it's got a wardrobe. It's got the nice mirror here. I'm trying to get this open, but it's locked. There we go. All right, these lock in, and you can see they've got some storage space overhead. Now there's a couple 120 outlets under there, coax. There's a cigarette lighter plug and a couple of USB-As tucked in up there. You've got the speakers. You've got the hatch to get up on the roof, and it's skylight. And you also have this same kind of storage deal that we had in the other unit. You got windows on both sides for your cross ventilation. You got a little different system for the reading lights. These kind of rotate around. And then you've got another window over here, a little bit of a shelf here, and another cabinet, a very shallow cabinet here. It only goes down to this carpet. And Rose could show you that storage, and then even more overhead here. So they tucked the storage in wherever there was an opening. Got the controller for the radio there. It's a comfortable bed, and it's plenty long for anybody. I mean, I'm not even coming near the head and the foot at 6'1", so no problem unless you're like Wilt Chamberlain or something. So I'm trying to picture, though, what this truck camper looks like with the slides in. All right, so when this slide comes in, and you can see it goes right across the top here, can you still access the bathroom? It looks like you can. Remember, there's a slide at the back too that's going to slide across the door, but it still looks like it would be a tight squeeze, but it looks like you could still access the bathroom with the slides in. So that's a plus as well. Otherwise, if you need to use the bathroom on the road, you have to pull off to the side. You're going to have to put the slide out to get access. But it looks like there's enough space. If you have one of these and you know for sure that there's enough space to access the bathroom, please hit us up in the comments and let us know so we can let our viewers know. Overall, what do you think, hon?
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, if we were in the market for a truck camper, we would definitely consider this one. This has got everything that we like. We love the recliner system. It's got a decent enough shower. It's got the dinette in the back, which we don't normally like a dinette, but that is like a mini dinette. And it's a great use of the space. It would be nice to have someplace to play cards and stuff, you know. When you're in this theater seating, that's a little bit of a challenge. Also, the kitchen has plenty of room and plenty of countertops with this extra counter space. And it's just, yeah. One of the things we forgot to mention, there's some hooks over here above the door. There's also the awning control and the awning light controls here. Bro, look at what... All right, Rose is the camera person. Look at this. This is how she's filming me. All right, you can tell that this has been a long show for us. We're taking every opportunity we can get to have some rest. And what do you think? Well, what do you think of the recliners?
I love the recliner.
Yeah, this is a very comfortable unit. We never really seriously considered a truck camper. But I'll tell you what, they've come a long way. Now, the prices have come up quite a bit over the years, but the reason for that is they keep adding all this great stuff. This is awesome. All right, now we're going to move on to another manufacturer's truck campers, and we're kind of interested what some of these other manufacturers are doing with this limited space.
Okay, I'll see you later.
All right, I'll come back later and get you when you're rested. Well, Half-Assers, we had originally intended on just doing a video where we looked at 3 different manufacturers' versions of the truck camper. However, we ended up with so much footage that we are going to have to divide that into a video series, because we had intended at first, right, to just do a quick walkthrough, but we were so like enthralled by the amount of things that these truck campers have now. We hadn't seen one in over a year, and there's a lot of stuff going on in there. So we extended the videos. So rather than make a video that could be up to 2 hours long, we're gonna go ahead and end this one here, and we're gonna come back next week with a look at the next manufacturer, and then we've got another manufacturer after that. So we're gonna turn this into a 3-part video series. Lance was just the first stop. Next week, we're gonna be taking a look at some campers from Host. And then after that, we're going to be looking at the Northern Lights. So you're going to have to stay tuned. Your best thing you can do, besides giving us a like, is to subscribe and ring that bell for notifications, so you'll be reminded when those videos come out, so that you can watch them all. We hope you do. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram if you want to see what we're up to now. We are planning a new trip. So you're going to want to hear about that. Also, apologies to Spikers B. I don't know why I was calling you G Spikers in all the videos, but it is Spikers B. Maybe it's because I have a friend named Greg Spiker. I don't know. But apologies to you. I'll put the name, I'll correct the name on the bottom of the screen, but apologies. Yeah, I know. Very half-assed. All right, we'll see you guys next week.